on Saturday, you're flying off to your first major games. Where did it all start? When did you know that you really wanted to do this?
So I guess last year when the qualifying times came out, you sort of, start to set in, gave me a goal to aim for. So ever since then, really, the goal was to try and, run that qualifying time, get myself in the team. Got to selection day in, I think it was October, and I got told I was on the reserve list. So, a little bit disappointing, shall we say, then. But yeah, got a call in January saying I've been put in the team now. It's a shame it's at the expense of someone else, but it's going to be a great experience for me going out there to Australia as well, of all places. So that'll be a really nice place to go.
So when you were younger, did you was it more talent you had or hard work, or was it a combination of both? How did you get to this
Um,
point in your career?
I mean, I've always been one of the faster kids. Like even when I was growing up at school in my football team, I was always one of the fastest. So I guess that's my sort of natural raw talent, if you like. I was always taller, and so I was always probably more naturally developed than some of the others from a younger age. So I guess that kind of helped. When I got to secondary school, that's when I really started to take things seriously. And I thought, right, if I'm at raw talent, I'm competing at this level. What if I start training for it? Could I take it up to the next level? And yeah, that's where I've gone from there. So.
Where were you when you found out that you got selected for the Commonwealth Games? What was your reaction? Were you like, could you believe it?
So yeah, basically I was getting a few emails about it saying, oh, can I have information for my visa? So, when I got emails like that, I'm thinking, oh, cool, I might be about to get put in the team here. I've heard recently that a couple of other athletes had just been put into the team who were, I assume, on the reserve list as well. So I thought, maybe they're about to call me and put me in the team. So there's always that thought in the back of my head. I was actually at work at the time when I got the email. I'm a personal trainer, so I was in the gym training someone at the time. So I didn't check my emails until I got home. I then realised it was like titled Commonwealth Games selection. I thought, oh, right, this is happening. So yeah, instantly just sort of broke into a bit of a smile. But first thing I had to do was just make sure it was actually correct and legit, because I hadn't had a phone call from anybody, so I needed to make sure it was all correct. So there was happiness, but a little bit of wow, all right, let's not a little bit of panic almost, shall we say, to try and just before I got it actually confirmed by voice. So yeah, that was happy but panic at the same time.
Great. So you've probably seen in the media now, there's a lot of talk about drugs in sport and stuff, and even people accidentally taking drugs.
Uh huh.
How do you make sure that you stay clean? Like, what do you do? Because there's certain
Uh
things that
huh.
you could take that you
Yeah.
don't know that could be
Of
banned.
course,
So,
that's it. It's a massive aspect of sport these days, a massive sort of topic that's being debated back and forth. Should they legalise drugs? Should they not legalise drugs? For me, I just make sure everything I take is clean. So everything from supplements to vitamins and protein shakes I take, recovery shakes, everything has to be called informed sport tested. So it's basically tested by a third party to make sure that it is clean from any cross contamination. So it is a fairly sort of long and thorough process that I have to go through before I even think about taking something. But it's a step it's a measure that I need to take really in order to, ensure that I'm on that start line 100% clean. Because, I'd hate to think that any of the other athletes I'm competing against are taking potential opportunities away from me through cheating. So I would hate to be the athlete that is doing that, taking away opportunities for other athletes. So yeah, I always make sure that I take the necessary measures to make sure I am 100% clean.
brilliant. Um, so far, what's been the hardest point in your career? Has there been any real adversity that you've really had to overcome?
Yeah, I think definitely a key moment in my career that I'm looking back to now is when I was at the World Junior Championships. That was in 2014. I was out in America, so it was my first World Championship, if you like, obviously at under 20 level, so junior age group. And I broke my foot in the semi-final, where really I was hoping to make the final, potentially medal, and run a personal best. Like I knew I was in great shape. So for me, that was very frustrating because it was the biggest race of my life, and I broke my foot, so I wasn't able to compete to my full potential, which yeah was frustrating, but something that I feel like I've learned from and I've grown as an athlete because of it. So in the future I may need to rely on that experience to progress further and get to where I want to be in the future.
Great. So looking now at the sport, like how you prepare and stuff. So can you tell us what you eat before, or is that a secret, or can you kind of tell us?
Yeah,
or-
I have my secret recipe that I always eat the night before, but literally it's just like chicken, pasta, tomato sauce. Yeah, it's just basic, just stuff that I know is going to give me energy and make me feel comfortable and confident on the start line. So, you know, I don't know about the exact science behind it or how, you know, whether that actually really benefits me physically, but mentally it makes me feel more confident and comfortable on the start line. So that's what works for me.
Um, how about rituals? I know when I used to play football, I used to wear the same underwear.
Yeah,
That was really important, but
yeah.
we still lost the game and stuff. But is there
Yeah.
anything that you have, anything like strange that you would do, like
I mean,
superstition or?
yeah, sort of like I say, that pasta that I eat always the night before. Sometimes I get a little bit superstitious with numbers, so everything has to be a certain number. Like, trying to think of an example. I can't think of an example. And I like things to all be in line and straightforward, and everything has to be satisfying for me. So I wouldn't say rituals as such. I mean, I start my warm up exactly 90 minutes before my race. I'll go and check my call time, and I have to be a certain time I'll have to finish my warm up by before I go out and race. So it's things like that I think I like things to be in line and satisfying. I'm very numerical, so yeah. If anything, I just like to feel comfortable on the start line, really, more than anything.
Right, so dream big now. What will be the defining moment in your career? So, what is your major goal? What would you look back and say, yeah, I achieved, that's what I wanted to achieve. So, what does that look like to
I
you?
think really I'd love to go and make a world championship final, so a global final, whether that be the Olympic Games or a world championship. That would be my ultimate goal. And then in an event like 400 meter hurdles, if you make the final, you're in with a shout of the medal. So that's any athlete's main goal really, is to get to the Olympics or the world championships on a global stage, and come home with something to remember it by. So the medal eventually is what you'd obviously be aiming for. So yeah, any kind of sort of senior international medal, that would be a really big sort of life-changing moment for me, I think.
Thanks for being with us today, and yeah, all the best of luck, and
Thank you.
hope you come back with a medal.
Perfect. Cheers.
Cheers, thanks.